verse. Then Shaykh Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala gives us a very practical example. فَمَثَلًا الزَّوْجُ يُرِيدُ مِنْ زَوْجَتِهِ أن تعطيه حقه كاملا ولا يتحاول في شيء من حقه لكنه عند أداء حقها يتحاول ولا يعطيها الذي لها. For example, the husband, and we're husbands, we're fathers, we're uncles, we can take it. We can take it. We have to take it. We have to listen. We have to get this admonition. We have to get this reminder. There's no problem in us hearing something which is for us, and there's no problem in us hearing that which is against us. And we submit to the admonition. What does the Shaykh say? The Shaykh said, for example, the husband, he wants from his wife that she gives him all of his rights, and she is not deficient or negligent in giving him his rights. He wants that she's not deficient, she's not negligent. He doesn't accept deficiency or negligence. But when it's time to give her her rights, he's deficient. He doesn't give it. وَمَا أَكْثَرَ مَا تَشْكِي النِّسَاء مِنْ هَذَا التَّرَازُ مِنَ الْأَزْوَاجِ. And how often are the women complaining about this type of husband, or these types of husbands? وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. We seek refuge in Allah. Shaykh Uthaymeen, and he's a husband, rahmatullah alayhi. At the time that he was saying this, he was a husband. He was a father. He was a husband. He said, may Allah protect us from this. حيث أن كثيرا من النساء يريد منها الزوج أن تقوم بحقه كاملا. He said, as many women, he didn't say some, he said many women, their husbands, they want them to give them their full rights. لكنه لا يعطيها حقها. But he doesn't give her her rights. ربما ينقص أكثر حقها من النفقة والعشرة بالمعروف وغير ذلك. It's possible that the husband is deficient, negligent in most of her rights as it relates to the maintenance, as it relates to treating her with kindness and other than this. Maintenance, treating her with kindness and other than this. SubhanAllah, we got to take it. Got to take it, my brothers. And then the Shaykh says, SubhanAllah, we're deficient in the finance, maintenance, taking care of her. We're deficient in treating her with kindness. We're deficient in other things, spending time with her, clothing her, making sure that she's comfortable to the best of our ability, making sure that we protect her, making sure that we give her that emotional support, making sure that we protect her, making sure that we put her in a living situation that's conducive and that's acceptable. We don't put her anywhere. We don't put her in any neighborhood. SubhanAllah, and may Allah guide us all. You keep your wife in a neighborhood or in a house. It's decrepit. It's filthy. In a house or apartment that she hears music day and night because of the terrible neighbors. So, SubhanAllah, so if she wants to open the window for fresh air, she smells marijuana. She smells urine. She wants to open the window for fresh air. She wants to open the curtains just to get some sunlight. And outside, drive-by shootings. Crackheads walking up and down the street. Trash, filth. People urinating on the corners. And this is where you put your wife, my dear brother? This is where you put your wife? And I'm not talking about, mashallah, I'm talking about, you may have been married for 10, 15 years, and this is where you put your wife? And not only that, she's your, you've possibly been married before that. Let's say this is your second or your third or your fourth. You haven't learned your lesson. Your first wife, you put in that, and she left. Your second wife, you put in that, those conditions, and she left. Your third wife, you haven't learned your lesson, my brother. Keeping your wife in these conditions? She walks outside the apartment, crack vials all over the corridors. She walks on the street, crack vials, urine, defecation in the corridors. And it's not animal defecation, it's human defecation. And is this where you put your family? And when your daughter grows up and gets married, you want her to live in the same condition? You want her to marry a man that puts her in the same condition? You haven't tried to do better, my brother? And once again, notice I didn't say that this is your first marriage and you're just starting and you're trying. No, I said this is your third, fourth, fifth marriage. And the previous wives, they left you for the same thing. You haven't improved your conditions in any way. You haven't tried to do better. Try to put your wife in a better condition. In a place where she can open the window, open the curtains and smell fresh air. Or she opens the window, all she hears is profanity, cursing, them talking about the cursing, them talking about the parties, them talking about, so she only hears music. She only smells urine and marijuana. She only hears cursing. And you out the house working. And may Allah bless you for that. May Allah bless you for working. But how can your wife be cultivated in this type of condition? How can your wife be cultivated in this type of condition, my dear brothers? So the Shaykh is mentioning, rahmatullah alayh, that many of the women are complaining that the husbands are deficient in this regard, in their spending, in their treating them with kindness, and other than that. Then the Shaykh says, something very important, my dear brothers and sisters. This is very important for us to listen to. إن ظلم الناس أشد من ظلم الإنسان نفسه في حق الله. When you oppress others, it is worse than you oppressing yourself as it relates to the rights of Allah. It is worse when you oppress others. It is worse than you oppressing yourself. لأن ظلم الإنسان نفسه أو لأن ظلم الإنسان نفسه في حق الله تحت مشيئة إن كان دون شرك إن شاء الله غافر له وإن شاء عاقبه عليه. He said, because when you oppress yourself as it relates to the rights of Allah, you are under the will of Allah. As long as it's not shirk, and I'm going to explain, as long as it's not shirk, you're under the will of Allah. Allah can forgive you or Allah can punish you. What does the Shaykh mean by that? The Shaykh means by that, rahmatullah alayh, if I oppress myself, sinning, if a Muslim listens to music, that's between him and Allah. If a Muslim looks at something which is not permissible, that's between him and Allah. If a Muslim delays his prayer, that's between him and Allah. He hasn't oppressed someone else. He hasn't harmed someone else. So those things that he's done, he's listened to music, it's a sin. It's a sin, but it's between him and Allah. He's watched something impermissible. It's a sin, but it's between him and Allah. He's delayed his prayer. It's a sin, but it's between him and Allah. He has not oppressed someone else. He's oppressed himself. He's oppressed himself. So that's between him and Allah. Allah can forgive him. Allah can punish him. He seeks forgiveness from Allah. He makes tawbah. He tries his best. We know the conditions for tawbah. He tries his best not to continue upon that. So that can be wiped away. So that is oppression for himself. But if you've oppressed your wife, if you've oppressed your children, if you've oppressed your neighbors, that sin is not between you and Allah. That sin is between you and the person. And on Yawm al-Qiyamah, you have to give the people back their rights. So that's what the Shaykh means, is when you oppress others, it's worse than you oppressing yourself.